Hey people! Today Elijah and I are showing you how I elasticate some of his pants. If you've never been to this channel before, then welcome. My name is Marie, and on this channel I share all sorts of making and mending projects. Today I'm going to be sharing with you how I mended some of Elijah's pants here, put some elastic in the waist and take out the drawstring. It's going to be a quick fix today. It's a fix that I need to do pretty frequently with all the pants that I buy for Elijah to make the waist small enough to fit him with pants that fit him in the length. Pants with drawstrings or with buttons are great because then they are nice and small, but then he can't get himself dressed by himself, which is a bit of a problem, isn't it? Yeah. How do you feel about drawstring pants?
They're not too easy.
Yeah.
No drawstrings.
No
buttons.
No buttons?
No anything.
I've also done other videos before about other quick fixes I've done, so if you're interested in those as well, they're linked in the description box down below, and I'll also link them at the end of this video in case you want to watch it after you watch this one. I hope you're excited to learn how to elasticate pants today, and let's get making! Ow!
My mum elasticates pants.
Here are a few examples of some pants that I've already finished taking the drawstring out of and adding some elastic to them. I'm using my seam ripper to cut a hole open in the back of the waistband. It would be more ideal to open up the seam that's connecting the waistband to the pants, but I found that it actually had so many layers of stitching it really wasn't worth my time. I'm using a piece of elastic on the end of a safety pin and pushing it through the hole that I have cut in the back of the waistband and threading it all the way around the waistband of the pants. Usually for making waistbands of pants I would use a thicker elastic, but the waistband in these pants already had some elastic in there that wasn't really doing very much, and I didn't want to add too much extra bulk, so I've just chosen this very thin elastic to add to it. As I'm threading my elastic around, I'm trying to make sure that it stays nice and flat so that it doesn't end up twisted and uncomfortable. I had to cut a second hole because there was a bit of stitching in my way, and then I fed the elastic all the way through to the other side. At this point I tried the pants on Elijah to see how much I needed to stretch the elastic and how tight I wanted it to be to fit him well. You might feel fine about leaving the drawstring there and not care that it's hanging down, but for Elijah he wanted it to be removed altogether, so I had to pull the drawstring out through the hole that I created at the back of the pants. It was sewn down in a few places and I had to use my seam ripper to unattach it from the back of the waistband and then pulled it out all the way, and I'm actually going to save it because they're actually really useful to use for other projects. When using your seam ripper you want to be as careful as possible to just be cutting the threads and not be cutting into the fabric, otherwise you'll end up with little holes that you'll need to patch up at the end, which won't look very nice and it just makes extra work for you as well. Using my sewing machine, I'm going to do a zigzag stitch to sew the elastic together. I like to leave this extra tail on the elastic when I'm sewing it down, so that as Elijah grows, I'm able to unstitch the elastic and expand it a bit and sew it back together again so he's able to wear it for a little bit longer. That's if he doesn't outgrow the length of it before he outgrows the width of it. That was actually one of the tips that I shared in my video about the best sewing tips for sewing kids' clothes. If you've not watched that video yet, I'll leave it linked in the description box so you can watch that later. When sewing elastic, it's always best to use a zigzag stitch rather than a straight stitch because the zigzag stitch will stretch along with the elastic, whereas a straight stitch, the threads will likely break as the elastic gets pulled. The next step is for us to sew close the holes we made in the back of the pants. I'm going to use a hand sewing needle and just go in and out to close over that hole using a thread that matches the colour of the pants. Once I'm finished sewing the holes closed, I'm ready to tie off my thread, and then we'll try it on Elijah and see how it looks. So, can you lift your shirt up a bit so we can see your pants? Can you do a turn around so we can see your back of your pants? Good. And keep turning so we can see the front again.
Great, can you show us how the elastic works and give your pants a little stretchy?
No, they don't work like that.
They don't work like that?
No.
So there you have it. I hope you've enjoyed learning how to elasticate pants today. Give me a thumbs up down below if you found this video useful, and don't forget to subscribe so that you can come back for some future videos. In next week's video, I'm going to be showing you how I make a lettuce leaf hem on stretchy fabrics. It's a lovely way to hem fabrics with that little girly touch, and it's actually really simple to do. So I'll be sharing that with you next time. Follow me on Instagram at mymum.marie if you haven't already. And until next time, go get creative and we'll see you later.